What's up, traders? Diamond Hands from Diamond Trading. In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn $125, yes, a simple activation fee, into over 10,000 trading futures using prop firms. If you ever thought about needing thousands of dollars to start, well, this is your sign that you don't. So let's get into it. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll explain exactly what strategy I've used, what mindset made me the biggest difference, and how you can do the same, even if you started with almost nothing. First off, why prop firms? Well, prop firms let you trade with their own money. Instead of you putting 10,000 of your own cash, I just paid a single activation fee for, in this case, let's say $125. Passed the challenge, and boom, I had access to a funded account. Let's break it down. Futures prop firms offer real buying power with low upfront cost. You manage risks, they provide capital, and as long as you follow the rules, no crazy drawdowns, you keep 80 to 90% of the profits. For example, let me go over some of these prop firms that I recommend. For example, you have Chronos Funding, 60% off, right? A lot of these prop firms are going to have sales, discounts. Then you could benefit, right? And that'll be your upfront cost. Now you have Funding Futures Network. Right now they have a 50% off. Buy one, get one free, no activation fee. So apart from getting a free account, you don't have to pay the activation. Saves you even more money. Or the longest prop firm in the game, Top Step, right? 10,000 traders club to live, about 81,000 payouts to traders in 2024, 2 days to earn your funded account, right? Over 12 years, right? Funding traders. Like I said, the oldest in the game. Then you have Apex. Apex, right, usually has 80 to 90% off on their evals with an activation of $125, which is what I'm going to show you. And you have now straight funding, which means you don't have to go through the eval phase and go straight to funded and make money instantly. So all of these are going to give you 80 to 90% of the profits if you pass the challenge on the eval phase in this case, right? For like Apex, TopStep, Funding Futures Network, and Chronos Funding. So a small fee gets you into the eval, and then all you got to do is pay the activation fee. All right, here's the blueprint that I follow. Then I'm going to give it to you guys. Okay. What did I do? Well, I did small daily goals, right? My goal was simple: stack small wins, $100 to $300 a day, and then eventually scale up, maybe from $300 to $500 a day. Yes, there's days that you're gonna make more. You let your runners run, but you want to have those base hits, right? One or two setups. I didn't chase every move, right? I stuck to the highest probability setups. And I'll explain my strategy on these, on how to pass a par firm on a simple strategy. Also, risk management. Never put the account in danger, right? Another key point: consistency over hype. No home run swings. Yes, sometimes we want to go for those diamond hand trades, but focus on consistent base hits first. For example, I'm going to show you guys here my journal. As you can see here, this is how I went from that simple 125 activation fee into $10,000, right? So let's get into this. So as you can see here, right? Based on this, I had a 79% when I started the funded accounts, right, I had a total of $10,769 of profit. I had 19 trades. My average win was $810, and my average loss was 347. Let's show a little bit more detail. I had 15 wins out of those 19 trades, right? 4 losses. My biggest win was 3,500 and 55 $550 was my biggest loss. My average holding time was 16 minutes, and my average hold time for losers was 24 minutes, right? Something I could probably work on my P&L per day, right? Is we have here Monday, right? I was green about 2,000. That's the how much I made on Mondays. Tuesday seems like I had the most profit, which was 5,300. Wednesday 1,400 overall. Let me see here. Thursday 1,700, and Friday didn't seem like I made that much. Number of trades, as you can see, Mondays, six, six overall trades, not trades per day. Uh, 4 on Tuesday, Wednesday I had 3, Thursday 4, Friday 2. Right? Here are my bottom trades. So as you can see, my biggest loss was on March 31st, 550. Then April 11, I had another 352, 350 on here, and 134. Biggest win was 3,500, right? Here on ES, 1650, and 1,143, right? So yeah, as you can see here, right, on my stats, right, I had more wins than I had losses. A good setup. But let's look at my calendar of trades. Something that I want to show you guys, right? Because apart from having those consistent gains, right, I was talking about having 1 or 2 setups. And is as you can see here, one trade, 2 trades, one trade, one trade, one trade, one trade, one trade, 2 trades. So keeping those 1 to 2 setups. And if you have more accounts, what I like to do is flip my accounts. So if I'm done with this account, I'll go to a different account and trade that instead of trying to take the same unlimited trades on one solely account. Right? And having good risk management is going to give you over the hump of getting to that payout stage. And if you're interested on accessing this journal, you guys can join our Discord. It's totally free, and you guys can download it in our Discord. It's called the Diamond Trading Journal. Now, here's where people mess up. They treat prop firms accounts like it's a free lottery ticket, but I treated mine like a real six-figure account. Here's some important points to note. Always respect the risk parameters. Don't overtrade because you feel lucky. And also detach from money. Focus on executing the plan. Because it's not about taking more trades. It's about taking better trades. Like I said, 1 to 2 setups. Now, how can we scale to that 10K? After passing the evaluation and staying consistent, the profits started compounding for me. I started with a small withdrawal to lock in profits. I gradually scaled contract size as confidence and profits grew. Stay inside the profits rules at all times. So you gotta make sure that you're following all the rules. Some prop firms don't let you trade news, so you gotta be careful. Some prop firms don't let you go more than half of the contract size that you're able to, or your limit. So you gotta look out for the rules. That way you don't break any and wipe out your account. Also focus on quality over quantity, right? So let's look at some of this payouts, right? How I did it, right? So as you can see here, let's make this a little bit bigger, right? Put this a little more down here. This is a screenshot of my PA account, right? So right here, you can see that I made about close to 10K. The next couple of days, I did make the 10,000, right? At this point, it was 9,700, and eventually this one also came up to 10K. One has one payout, the other one has two, right? Max payout on both of them, right? So you can see here, right, based on my journal, this the trades you see here are based on this one, this account, right? So the trades you see here, right, are on that PA, right? You can see that I traded 15 days, right? So far, 16 actually days on that account. I'm taking two payouts already. Okay. So you can see that turning 125 into 10K is possible and getting payout as well. Now, mistakes that you want to avoid. You want to avoid revenge trading after a loss. Yes, we want to make up the loss, but remember, trade for tomorrow and don't trade like it's your last day. Over leveraging just because you're funded, or ignoring your daily loss limit. Being greedy and not knowing when to stop. Because remember, one good day can change your account. One bad day can wipe you out. That's why protect yourself first. Profits will come second. Now, before ending this video, let's look at some examples on how you can actually trade this. How can you actually scale up as well? All right, let's delete these and get started on this strategy. Okay, let's go on to this Monday. I'll give you guys a quick rundown on how I did this. And I live stream on Funded Futures Network and Kronos Funding, and I actually took this trade. Okay, all right. So here we see the range, right? This is the 15-minute orb, 15-minute range. You want to do is look at this. This is a strategy that's free. I also have a mentorship where I show a different strategy that you can also use, but we're gonna go with this one, right? That I use as well on these accounts. So with the 50-minute orb, right, you're gonna mark your high, your low, your middle, right, of that range. Um, and what I'm looking for is those first 15 minutes. How's the market reacting? And then what I want to do is mark the opening print, right? So if we go in a lower time frame, I usually go from 5 to 1 minute. Let's see here. Let's go back. Actually, this is Friday. I don't know why it moved me this way. Okay, here we go. Let's go here, right? So we mark our opening print, which is the first price that market opens, right? In this case, it's 18,121.25, which is right here, right? We highlight this in our OHLC. We can see that opening is same thing, 18,125.25. So I was waiting for market, right, to do its thing. I was looking for shorts. Why was I looking for shorts? Well, 18,000, right, had orders here on Bookmap, which is a tool that you can use to see, right, where orders are being placed. We'll do another video on Bookmap, but it's one of the things that I use as well to see where potentially price will go. So here's a quick rundown on the strategy. You mark your high, your low, your opening print, right? So this is the first thing you're gonna mark is the opening print. Then you're gonna mark your high and low after those first 15 minutes. This is called a diamond indicator. You can have access to this. You gotta join my Discord, and you can DM me to see how you can have access to this indicator. So what you want to do is basically see the opening print. So if I want to get shorts, I would love to see this break the opening print, potentially retest it, and then get into shorts. And this is what I did, right? So we see here, easy, right? We have the opening print here, right? We started to come down right there. But then, come up right here, and then we came down. And what happened after we broke down? We came back, look at almost to the tick right there. We tested this 18,129. If you go on my Instagram, you can see this trade being happen live on stream on a proper live stream. So I'm not just telling you this on replay mode. I actually executed this trade live in front of people. With showing execution, stop loss, entry as well. So what happens after it hits this opening print? Well, I'm looking for shorts, right? So I enter somewhere right here, 111, I believe. Okay, so enter, I think it was like somewhere after we came here. I was late on the entry, but I was confident on this trade. Okay, so once we hit this 111, right, which was also the half range of this 50-minute orb, right? My stop loss was above the opening print, right? So it looks something like this. Something like that. So I wanted to go for 400 ticks, right? About 450 ticks from here to here, right? I actually front run this. Always front your trades. So it was more like that. 410. So once I got short, right, I waited for this to play out. I did trim some here. I got 4 contracts. I trimmed at 1850, right? So as you can see, right, we never came back above the opening print. It was a perfect wick, right, for the retest. Came down, took profits at 1850, came up a little bit, almost taught me a break even for the last 2 runners, but then it came back down, right? And with this indicator, it's sweet because it gives you target points, right? For example, your first target, if you were going for that short from here, your first target could have been right here, this orb low, and then this level of 18,009. And then we have this other level, if you really wanted to hold some runners, 17,956. And then this level of 17,904.25. And look, once we hit this level, right, we bounce back up. Came back, we bounced back up. But once we broke it, we went to the next level, right? 17,853 and then 17,700. 97, and then we bounced again, and then we came back. But once we broke this level, right, we went to the next one, 1770.45, right, and then once we came back to up to this level of 1748, right, we came all the way back up. But as you can see, with this indicator, you can use it as targets as well. And with uh, with this strategy, you can be able to make about 79% win rate if you know how to execute it right. Um, if you guys have any questions regarding my strategy or live streams, you can let me know. So that's one way to trade your funded accounts, having a simple strategy and keeping in mind all the stuff that we talked about within the mindset, mistakes to avoid, scaling to 10K. So all that's going to help you guys to get funded and getting a payout. Okay. And if we go to my Discord community, you can see people are taking payouts, right? Let's go to my Discord community. You can see here. Let's go profits and losses. You guys can see right here. People are taking good green days. Here are my accounts, right? Here, right? See, funded account, right? Apex. We have here Freedom, which is one of our main analysts. We have Tech. He is joined. He's making some gains. Look at Bullish Rolly, 9-day win streak. We got Matty Matt, Drizzy, which is another analyst and live trader that trades power hour, consistent GTR, right? So you can see here Juan, he's Spanish speaker trader. Look how well he's doing. So you can see here's some stats for power hour. Look at this. 9,587 ticks, as you can see. Here's my instant funded, right? 2,000 on my top step XFA, right? See freedom. Take here again. Foo foo. Right? So look at all this winning that we've been doing lately. Like we have one of the biggest communities right now, right? Express account again. Show you guys that I'm not trading evals, I'm doing the funded stage as well. Right? Look at all this now payouts as well, right? Okay, we got Randy requesting. He just took 7.5K gains, right? Here's some more payouts. Fufu, Maddie Matt, right? Last few payouts. So Randy again took a 17K payout. Passive valuations, right? I just started with Kronos funding. I already have two accounts that are funded, right? And I went for my third one on Monday, right? So you can see people are passing these accounts as well, right? So if you want to join our community, I encourage you. I will drop the link below, right? On the Canada, how you can join our Discord, uh, how you can also access our indicator. So if you guys want to see us straight live, please join. You are more than welcome in our Discord community. Well, that's it. Hope you guys know something here. So